joining us from L.A. My pal Stephen A. Smith, sitting right in front of a house he just bought. How's it? Nah, I'm giving you some jazz. Okay, look, I'm a simple man, as you know. And I believe that this hip hop stuff, it teaches disrespect and encourages it. Bad language, don't even wear no condoms, all of that stuff. And kids as young as what, 10, 11, 12, listen to this. Instead of me listening to Four Tops and the Temptations and Smokey Robinson and all these people, they're listening to this. And I think that the level of disrespect among younger people has risen because of this kind of stuff. Am I wrong?
I'm in no position to say definitively, Bill, that you're wrong. Where I was pushing back on you is when you talked about hip hop as if hip hop are the originators of all of this. When we talk about disrespect, when we talk about some of the lyrics that are spewed, and I'm like, have you listened to rock music? Have you listened to heavy metal music? Have you listened to some of the stuff spanning decades? Have you seen people worshiping the devil, engaging in Satanism, preaching about violence and whatever? I mean, we've seen all of this in the past, and that had nothing to do with hip hop. So when you came out on Cuomo's show and you talked about hip hop, it's one thing to say that you don't like it, but it was almost as if you isolated your opinion to that, as opposed to really embracing what really has been happening with the music industry, with Hollywood, and some of the things that they've been perpetuating and disseminating for decades, long even before hip hop came along.
Well,
that was my issue with
but
it.
I don't
That
do
was
the
my biggest issue.
I don't do the justify bad behavior by pointing to other bad behavior. And you're absolutely right. I mean, a lot of this rock stuff is garbage. But this hip hop industry is directed at not just African American children, but children, many of whom are marginalized. They don't have people in the house, father in the house. Look, I wouldn't let my kids listen to Megan Thee Stallion and Florilla or whatever his name is. That could not come into my house. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're wrong if you're saying them. I would say to you, there's certain songs I'm not going to allow you to listen to. Like, for example, the artists that I grew up listening to, whether it was Run DMC, it was KRS-One, it was Eric B. and Rakim, Public Enemy, et cetera, et cetera. It's in this day and age, whether it's Eminem, it's Jay-Z, it's Nas, who's been around forever, along with a plethora of others. There's some songs I wouldn't allow my kids to listen to. There are other songs I don't mind. It all depends on a particular song and the particular lyrics that are being spewed, as opposed to me denigrating an artist because of a particular song. That's what I'm saying to you.
Okay, but remember, the unbelievable amount of African American children who are living without a father. It is a problem that this country has never seen at this level. You give those kids role models who are using the F word every 2 seconds, who've got tattoos all over them, who can't speak proper English, and you're saying that this is what is going to be imitated. Look, Willie Mays was my idol growing up, all right? There couldn't have been a better idol for me than Willie Mays. Just couldn't have been, all right? And he drove me to play baseball for 15 consecutive years. And then I went over to the turn on WABC AM radio to listen to all of these black artists whose music was uplifting. That helped me. It didn't hurt me. Now, the role models, many of them, are hurting these kids. You got to admit that.
I'm not denying. I have no problem admitting that. I have no problem acknowledging that parents, and it extends beyond the black community, white, Hispanic.
Oh yeah,
Asian,
absolutely.
It doesn't matter. I mean, everybody's complaining about it. You're absolutely right. I'm not here to say that you're wrong. I just want you to contextualize things properly. So we're talking about this subject right now, Bill, and you can look at it that way, and you have every right to. I'm not going to knock you for that. But allow me to retort. Let's go into your wheelhouse for a second. Right now, we're looking at an unemployment rate in the United States of America that's hovering around 4 to 4.1%. In the black community, it's at 16%. Amongst young black males, particularly between the ages of 16 and 19, for example, I think I read the number at being at about 19.8%. I've often been on the air saying this. When white folks catch a cold, black folks catch pneumonia. It's always worse for us. There's always an uphill battle to climb. So to get to your point, it makes it even harder when other obstacles get in the way that we know would potentially derail, particularly somebody from an African American community on the come up looking for opportunities. But what happens? The music industry comes along and they're talking to you about making money. And here's how we want you to make the money. And so you have young minds that are being influenced, but most importantly, are trying to get a leg up or trying to earn their stripes or trying to find a way to pay their bills and to take care of themselves and their family, et cetera, that are presented with these opportunities. So when you talk about a hip hop industry, you might talk about the artist, and I might say somebody like Bill O'Reilly is informed enough to know it extends far beyond that particular artist, because those artists answer to somebody. Somebody makes those albums, they promote those albums, they market those albums, they disseminate.
Yeah, but the artist is creating the scenario that if you are a certain person, you can use that language. The reason that the minority unemployment is higher is because of the presentation. If you're an African American in this country and you present yourself in a way the employer believes that is going to help the business, you'll get the job. Let's face it, the U.S. economy is under stress. National debt rising, trade war shaking the markets. And meanwhile, China is dumping the dollar and stockpiling gold. That's why I protected my savings with physical gold and silver through the only dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. And you can do this. Get precious metals delivered to your door or placed in a tax-advantaged gold IRA. They'll even help you roll over your existing IRA or 401k, tax and penalty free. With billions in precious metals delivered, thousands of five-star reviews, and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust American Hartford Gold as I do. Please call 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.